welcome to the final episode of Tiger Cub News for the 2020-2021 school year. It's been a crazy couple of months, but here we are near the end. We have a packed show, so let's get right into it. Distance learning hasn't always been fun, but many of us have been staying busy. Let's start off with a video from Ms. Tanaka's art students, a segment about the 40 book challenge, and tips from a future Tiger Cub News member on staying healthy.
When you're on your own and you feel you're lost, when your heart's a mess, though you've given your best, I'll be here giving it my best shot. Baby, your love's got all that I need. Here crying from the rooftops, nothing can stop us if we believe. Here giving it my best shot. Baby, I find that we can be free when you're here with me. When your sky is dark and the earth is shaking your bed, your hope is at its end. You just need one friend. I'll be here giving it my best shot. Baby, your love's got all that I need. Here crying from the rooftops, nothing can stop us if we believe.
The 40 Book Challenge is an optional assignment that Miss Rue offered to all 6th grade English honor students in the fall. Students were challenged to read roughly a book a week for the 40 weeks of school, starting on August 15th and ending May 20th. What makes this a true challenge is the variety of genres that the students have to read to fulfill the challenge. 4 realistic fiction books, 4 historical fiction books, 4 fantasy books, 4 mysteries, 8 informational books, 8 biographies and autobiographies, and 8 books of their own choice. No titles can be repeated. The objective is to get students to read outside of their comfort zone and discover a new genre. Usually, Miss Rue hosts a pizza party at lunch for the kids who fulfill this challenge, but obviously we cannot do that this year. So instead, we can publicly celebrate their achievement on TCN.
Thanks for the tips. Good work, everyone. Let's take a look at locker cleanout with George, and then we've got some information about high school summer classes from Cole.
As you guys may know, SPMS has been closed down due to coronavirus. Since then, not much has been happening on campus. An email was sent out by the district last week about locker cleanout. The district says in their email that all kids must come to school with masks and preferably gloves. There would be 2 days for kids to clean out their lockers and drop off textbooks. Kids would enter through the gym and exit on Oak without a parent. People like Coach Patrick and Cassim Clay have been monitoring the campus during this time and locker cleanout times. Stay safe, SPMS.
With shelter in place still going on, high school summer school classes are switching to online. But this changes a lot of things about the classes. So, here are some questions answered by Stacy Peterson, the Executive Director of SPEF. Are there any classes that were canceled due to the teaching challenges brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic? Her response was that in high school there will be no classes that are canceled. Were any class teaching models changed to accommodate online learning? Her response was that because we had to move to online, the teachers' roles have adjusted a little. The online curriculum is from a company called Edunity. The curriculum is completely online and allows students to re-watch learning videos, take notes, and read materials at their own pace. If science classes are still being taught, how will teachers handle the lab requirements? Her response was that we are still being trained on the Edunity structure, so this is an answer that can shift as we go through more training. Has the length of summer school courses been changed for any of the classes? Her response was that the length will be the same, 5 weeks. How will the CPR certification in the health class be taught, or will it be canceled? Her response was that the instructor was given permission to conduct this virtually. Will classes be taught by Zoom or pre-recorded instruction? Her response is that the class itself is completely online with various teaching methods, some being pre-recorded instruction. If classes are being taught by pre-recorded instruction, will teachers have office hours to answer questions? Her response was that yes, teachers will have office hours so students know when to get a hold of them. Are there any other changes being made to the summer school that I have not mentioned? Her response was that the all-online version from home is the absolutely biggest change. Who should students email with questions about summer school? Her response was that since teachers are working from home now, email is the best form of contact. The emails are seen on screen right now. The final question is that since many students' summer plans have changed, are you still allowing enrollment into courses that are not full? Her response is yes. Many students are still enrolling into classes.
Next up, we have some sports, some gaming, and some movie segments.
NBA 2K20 is a basketball game full of different game modes. There is My Career, My Team, and Play Now. In My Career, you can make a player, upgrade him, and play in an NBA team. In My Team, you can get 13 different players of all times in the NBA, such as Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James. On Play Now, you can play as current or historic teams. 2K20 is a fun game that you can get for only $30.
Scott Pilgrim vs. World is a pretty good movie, in its own way. The movie consists of action, romance, and cheesy moments. The story of the movie is pretty cheesy on its own. Scott Pilgrim, played by Michael Cera, is struggling to find a partner. He goes to a party and finds the girl of his dreams. He then invites her to see his band play. Then something goes wrong at the performance. A man challenges Scott Pilgrim to a duel. This is one of the 7 of Ramona Flowers' ex-boyfriends. The whole deal with this movie is that he tries to fight all her ex-boyfriends to be with her. He fights all and wins somehow because he's a little scrubby. He fails one, though. This movie is very much a comic book style. There are flashes of bangs and onomatopoeias. Ramona then runs with the last ex-boyfriend, and Scott is sad. He then challenges the last ex to a battle. You'll have to watch the movie to find out what happens. I would recommend this movie to anybody that is a teen and likes comic books or romance fantasy lovers. I give this movie a 5 out of 5. My opinion will change most likely as I grow up.
We've got one more news minute for you, the weather, and a look at this day in history. And don't forget, Monday is Memorial Day, so there's no classes.
Hi, this is Akko Chakraborty with your News Minute. With the school year coming to the end, so is your News Minute. So, for the final time this year, this is your News Minute. In tragic news, a fire in a downtown Los Angeles building has left 12 firefighters injured with first and third degree burns. The fire began on Saturday, with the cause of the fire still unknown. Luckily, the firefighters involved don't have any life-threatening injuries and are expected to recover. In national news, a dam in Midland, Michigan has failed and caused upwards of 10,000 people to leave the area. The failure of the dam caused 9 feet of water to flood the surrounding area and even stretched to an industrial site called Dow Chemicals. Dow Chemicals mainly manufactures chlorine-based products, so the flooding could potentially cause a lot of toxic pollution. In space news, NASA and SpaceX are preparing to return American astronauts to space. The last space shuttle launched in 2011. Since then, the only way astronauts could get to the ISS was through Russian rockets. The launch next Wednesday, known as DM2, will mark the first time in 9 years an American rocket has launched with American astronauts. Well, that's it for this year's News Minute. It's been truly an honor and a privilege to bring you the News Minute every week, and I'm truly excited to see what the 7th graders bring to this show next year. Stay safe, have fun, and enjoy your summer. This is Arco Chakraborty, signing off.
Orville and Wilbur Wright, the Wright brothers, were the first people in the world to fly. In 1903, the Wright brothers created the first powered airplane and flew it for just under a minute. They surpassed their own milestone 2 years later when they were in the air for a record 26 seconds. After the Wright brothers' incredible accomplishment in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, they issued a patent for their plane. This occurred on May 22, 1908, over a century ago. The story of the patent is shrouded in mystery. In fact, according to Smithsonian, the patent document was lost. It wasn't found until this decade in a cave in Kansas. The search for the missing document was intense, and the National Archives and Records of Administration took a lot of heat for the missing patent. Regardless, the legacy of the Wright brothers lives on, and they opened the door for modern flight with their invention.
Here's Spencer with some messages from staff and students.
As the year comes to an end and we virtually say goodbye to everyone for the summer, there are a few people that we won't be seeing again come fall. Even though some of us are moving on to the high school anyway, we will miss you and we will wish you well. We have a few messages for you.
So long, farewell, I'll be just saying goodnight.
Hi everybody, I wanted to update you on some news. Some of you know that my son is going to college in Florida and my daughter decided to go to college in New York. And so our family has decided to move to the East Coast where we're going to be in the same time zone with them. I'm going to be moving to Florida and I'm going to be living just a block from the beach. So that way I can go walk on the beach and see lots of erosion and deposition and weathering. Hopefully I won't see too much extreme weather though and hurricanes. But anyway, I wanted to let you know that I'm going to miss you all very, very much. South Pass is such a wonderful community and such a great place to be a part of. And I have loved being your teacher and getting to know all of you. I hope you all have the best in your future and I'll miss you all. Bye.
Okay, hi everybody out there in Tiger Cub Newsland. Miss Khan here in the library on Locker Cleanup Day to just say farewell, and it's time for me to go. I'm really, really sad about that, and happy to think about all my wonderful 10 years here at SPMS. I'm going to miss you guys. It's been so much fun hanging out with middle schoolers. I'm going to have to come back and visit, and you know that I will when you guys are all back here. So I just want you to know that I'm doing my best. Miss Baroness and I are both cleaning up and tidying up, and I got a whole new batch of new books. And, you know, whenever it is the case that you're going to be able to come back to school, your library will be here, Miss Baroness will be here, and you're going to be able to have lots of great stuff to read and fun stuff to do like you always did. It's just that I won't be here, but oh well, because it's time for me to retire. So thanks for everything. Have a great, great summer, and I'll see you when I see ya. Bye-bye.
My advice to all the future 8th, 7th, and 6th graders is to just get your work done and always be respectful and hang out with your friends, build relationships with your friends, make new friends, try to experience new things, because in the future you could regret it. Like, you could regret not doing anything in middle school and stuff. So that's my advice to you guys.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping. And the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone. Beneath the halo of a street lamp, I turned my collar to the cold and damp, when my eyes were stabbed by the flash of a neon light that split the night and touched the sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking, people hearing without listening, people writing songs that voices never share, and no one dared disturb the sound of silence. Fool, said I, you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words that I might teach you. Take my arms that I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops, fell and echoed in the wells of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made. And the sign flashed out its warning in the words that it was forming. And the sign said the words of the prophets were written on the subway walls and tenement halls, and whispered in the sounds of silence.
Well, that's it for us. Thank you guys for watching this year. Good luck next year for you 6th and 7th graders, and I'll see the rest of you guys at high school.